Hey everybody, welcome. Today is Wednesday, March 8th, 2023, one day before the Players' Championship gets underway at TPC Sawgrass. My name is Max. I got my buddy Chuck over here.
What up, what up?
We are just two lifelong friends that, have been golfing forever, golf fans as well forever. Started playing competitive golf with each other at a very young age, and we felt like we talk about golf enough as is, and whether we're sitting down at the bar with each other or whether we're just at home watching the games, watching rounds being played, different things like that. So we thought we'd put a microphone in front of us and see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything you want to say about yourself?
No, I'm here for it. Like I said, I'm Chuck. Just want to chit chat with my bud about some golf. Pretty knowledgeable. Just enjoy it, and like you said, we talk about it on the regular. So figure we put a mic in front and see where it goes.
Yeah, so I don't know. I've had this idea for a while. Kind of proposed it to my buddy over here, and decided to actually give it a shot. Title wise, we're gonna go by Shanks and Sandbaggers. A little play on words, a little bit of golf terms, and just trying to keep it light, keep it as casual as we can, because at the end of the day, we just kind of want some people to relate to, and maybe some takes to relate to that maybe aren't so serious but are still knowledgeable and still worth listening to. So with that, where do you want to start?
Yeah, let's talk about the course, yo. TPC Sawgrass, Florida. Good track, Pete Dye course, I believe.
Yeah,
is that right?
Pete Dye. Yeah, Pete
cool.
Dye.
Par 72. Sounds like it's gonna be playing 7,200, 7,275.
Yeah, I looked it up.
The only change I saw was number 9, par 5.
I couldn't tell you. I didn't see it.
I think they moved the tee box back just a touch. It's going to be playing just a shade over 6 bills. 602-yard par 5. Suited for the fans. It's a stadium course, so it's good viewership. It'll be fun to see all the fans out there. It's a good course. Looking forward to that, and I think the players enjoy it. I think a lot of people, it's a designated tournament this year, obviously, but I think a lot of people in the past have sought out this tournament and this course to play at because they enjoy it. So.
I mean, I hear the term tossed around being fifth major.
Yeah.
I mean, not to say that there is a fifth major. However, this is definitely one. Like I just saw the stat earlier talking about Rory, JT, and Tiger, how they're the only 3 players that have won multiple majors, a FedEx Cup, and a Players' Championship.
Yep.
So obviously this tournament, whether, doesn't matter what you think of it, the PGA Tour and golfers, professional golfers around the world believe that this tournament is very important and is worth, high value, I guess, or high up on the importance list of tournaments throughout the schedule, throughout the calendar year.
And especially this year.
Yeah. Well, in this year.
With schedule changes.
Yeah. Well, with schedule changes coming up in 2024 and, just lots of different things. Liv has kind of thrown different aspects at the whole thing where, maybe purses are getting larger and different players are, either not able to play or, different things like that. I mean, jumping right into that, Cam Smith, defending champ, can't even play.
He's going to be wearing sunglasses there in disguise.
Did you see his interview? Or did you see, not his interview, but the little clip that, I think golf.com, Golf Channel, someone did something about him?
Yeah, someone asked if he was going to be there or watch, and he said, yeah, I might roll up. Pair of sunglasses. I don't know. It's definitely weird. Commissioner Jay said something about it, just that it's going to be weird. I mean...
Yeah, he said it's awkward.
Yeah.
That's all he said.
I don't, besides injury or something else that might keep a defending champion, from going back to defend their title. I don't know that that's happened before for a reason like this, joining a different league and not being invited back. I mean, banned from the...
I don't think it's ever happened, to be honest. I mean...
Definitely weird, so we'll see how that goes and see where he'll be at the end of the year and whatnot.
Well, because he lives down there, too.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
Florida resident.
Yeah. But I think, right around TPC, Sawgrass, St. Augustine,
down the street.
Down that area.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly, but from what I picked up in that clip of him talking about whether he was going to be there or walking the grounds with the fans and stuff like that...
Wouldn't be all that hard for him to go watch the tournament.
Yeah. Exactly.
Interesting.
And I don't necessarily think anyone would turn him down either. If he showed up, he's a previous champion. Whether he plays on the PGA Tour or on the Live Tour or not, I think people would be like, oh, he's probably maybe good media, good personnel to have around.
He's an easygoing guy. Yeah, I don't think.
Yeah, no, I got nothing against him other than he is not on the PGA Tour anymore.
Kind of reminds me of when Scotty just walked right through his line on the green.
Yeah, yeah.
Just straight over it.
Beef. But I mean, that was an accident, though.
Are you sure?
Was it? I don't remember.
I don't know.
No, wait, no.
I don't think pros make that mistake.
No, was it? Well, you'd be surprised.
Maybe.
Okay. I'm not a pro, but I've made that mistake, and I've played a lot of competitive golf.
You're so focused on your round that you might not be.
I'm not. I mean, of course, like I don't know, my playing partners, right? If I do it, I'm like, oh,
right.
It's not like I'm meaning to. I'm not. There's no harmful intent.
Right. Interesting to think about. I don't know.
But I don't know. Yeah, I guess was that after or before he defected to Live?
I think it was probably in the middle, like when they were.
When the rumors were like maybe Cam's leaving, maybe not,
or just anyone. But yeah, most specifically Cam. I don't know. I think the clip was long enough to see him walk by, and he didn't. I don't know. Yeah, maybe he didn't know. Maybe Scotty didn't know. But interesting. What else? Do you have anything about the TPC?
I have 2 fun facts for you.
All right, hit me.
Fun fact number 1, 1975. You know where the Players was played?
I do not.
Colonial Country Club in Fort Worth, Texas.
Oh wow, that's fun.
Yep.
Cool. We have a graduate of the Christian University.
Yeah.
Texas Christian University.
I am a graduate of TCU, a proud Horned Frog. Just as I was doing my research, I was looking at the previous host courses, and Colonial was on there, and I was like, hey, that's we're taking note of just because why not?
That is a fun
down
fact.
The street. I've walked around those grounds. I've been on that golf course, and I don't know, thought it's something cool to mention.
Okay.
Second, over the past 20 years since 2003, you want to take a guess at how many golf balls have been put in the water at number 17?
Over the past 20 years?
20 years. 2003. Last year, I'll give you a frame of reference. Round 4 was one of the highest amount of balls in a single round. 17.
Okay.
In 20 years, what do you think the number is?
Over around 1,200?
Less.
Less. Significantly less.
You're close,
Ish.
but you gotta go under 1,000.
All right. 850.
Go up. You gotta go up 75. 925.
925. Wow.
925 golf balls have been put in the water at 17
Almost 1,000.
for the past 20 years. Excuse me.
Crazy.
The hole's only 136 yards this year.
Yeah. Just the island green, bro.
It's I mean, when you see, I forget his name now. I should have looked this up. I'm gonna try and find it now.
Yeah, let's look it up.
You remember that guy that just hit the massive shank off the hosel? I want to say it was like last year.
Oh, isn't there? And there's is there another island sort of in between?
Yeah, where the little tree with the flower bed and everything.
Yeah.
But he shanked it so hard off the hosel.
Sounds familiar. Yeah, wow. I mean, yeah, it's an intimidating hole for sure. 17 there. Island green. Not a long hole, but you better hit the green or you're in trouble.
It's at the end of I found the video, but it's at the end and I can't skip it, so I'm going to let it run. But, but no, I mean, it's no joke. It's 136 yards. That's, a pitching wedge? Maybe gap wedge, depending on where the flag is on the green and if you got to spin it back or
Conditions.
what, Yeah. But that's my pitching wedge. It's put Bryson up there. Not that he can play, but give him a sand wedge and he can probably get there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not the longest hitter, but it's not anything crazy.
A lot of big, powerful hitters, but a lot of the players don't hit it all that much further than your average guy.
Yeah. Question though. That green. Do you think the number of balls that miss the green would be less if it was all grass? Does that make sense?
Yes.
So like if it wasn't water and it was just fairway and rough and bunkers, do you think there's more people still hitting the green? Because at the end of the day, it's all about just hitting the green. Because if you don't hit the green, you're in the water. But if you don't hit the green, you're in the rough or the fringe or whatever you are. Do you think there are less than 925 balls technically not on the green?
That's a good question. I think yes. I mean, I'm sure there are some players or some situations where they can just turn it off and they're like, all I see is the green, nothing around it. Easy money, just on the green every time. But I certainly think it's intimidating. Like, yeah, I think surrounded by water, being an island green, it gets to you. And so, yeah, I think with bunkers and what have you around the green itself, if there was other things there, you probably aren't hitting it off the green all that much more.
Yeah. No, I think so too.
Yeah.
I found the name. You want to take a guess? It was 2021. Like you know the guy, but not a huge name.
Billy Ho.
No. Starts with a B though.
Brian Harmon.
No.
I don't know.
He would have been.
He would have been so mad.
He would have been, dude.
So we might have had a pitching wedge in the water.
Dude, he would have been so fiery if he was the one that hit that.
Our favorite southpaw.
Brendan Todd.
Oh, okay.
2001.
Oh, 2001.
Or no, sorry, 2021. My bad, I misspoke.
2 years ago.
Yeah, 2021. And he almost hit the flower bed in the tree. That's how far right he was.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I can't say that I probably wouldn't do that at least. I don't know. I mean,
I don't think you would. I don't think either of us would. I mean,
yeah.
Step up there and take a good cut. It's I don't know.
Yeah, I've had a case of the Shanks though.
That's almost impressive to hosel like that far over there.
Well, the best thing is like, you have players who rage, and then you have players who are just like, whatever. He just smiled. And he's like, give me another ball. He like goes and get you. Well, he probably walks up to the drop zone, but
good point.
I don't know.
That'd get you fiery.
Drop zone, another ball. One of the best pars I've ever seen was made on this hole. I didn't see it. I've seen the clip. You know who I'm talking about?
I don't.
Fred Couples.
Really?
Freddie Couples. I'm pretty sure it was on 17. I'm going to look this up too. But I'm pretty sure it was on 17 of Sawgrass. He pulled one into the water, or, he hit the water. He didn't hit the green. And he re-teed. He didn't hit drop zone. Drilled it.
Really? Didn't go to the drop zone. Wow. Ooh, that's rough.
I think. I'm gonna look it up.
Even par 3 after a ball in the water and didn't want to hit the old drop zone. It's kind of funny.
I don't know if there was a drop zone.
At the time.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not.
Yeah. The 1999.
Even happened.
Oh.
All right.
In the first round of the 1990.
What else? We talked about Cam potentially going to watch.
Hole in 3 is what it's called.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dunk.
Yeah, he drills it.
The dunk.
And he needed a strong finish to make the cut. I think he ended up making the cut in 99. I don't know.
That's how you do
But
it.
right?
That's how
Like,
you
I
do
mean, you hit one in the water and you're like, I don't know. Depending on where you're at on the leaderboard, so one might lose it. He just kind of re-teed it and just went for it, and
I like it.
quite the par.
I didn't know that. I'm sure I've probably seen that clip. But
I'm sure you.
Place it.
I have one more question following 17.
Yeah.
How many do you think get hit in the water this year? Last year total, 66.
66 for all 4 days.
Yes. 17 in round 4. I don't know. I forget the breakdown of the others.
17 round 4, 66 total. And there's like 120, 130 players.
Yeah. Well, 144, 156, and then down to top 60 in ties.
Over under 66. I'm gonna take the over.
Over?
It's over 66.
Over
Let's
66.
go. Let's go 75.
I'll play under just to play devil's advocate,
all
but
right.
I don't. Yeah.
And we're gonna document that.
We'll
We're gonna come back.
Yeah, we'll check it. And
We'll check that out.
follow up. Okay, we already talked about Cam, but is there anything else? How would you feel being defending champ of the 5th major, and you're not allowed to play?
Dude, he's bummed. I would be bummed.
Yeah.
You can't not be bummed.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what's so great about the PGA Tour is it's just a tradition, and you get to defend your title year in and year out. You win a tournament. That's your tournament until you get back there the next year. But I don't know, just different with Live and the team aspect and everything there. I mean,
I was listening to another part. I think it was 4Play.
4 Play. Yeah.
And they were talking about how, 4Play. 4 Play. 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 do we think there are any players on Live that regret going to Live? And then they were, it was basically, they asked if Jay Monahan came out and said, you have to give all your money back, but you can get reinstated on the PGA Tour. Do you think some players would do it?
I think so, yeah.
Who? I think there are some that are like, nah. Like, I'm good. But who would stand out and be like, yeah, I'm going back?
Cam. I feel like Cam would.
Yep.
He might be the number one for me.
Mm-hmm.
I think I like Cam. I really liked Cam. It was kind of a bummer to see him go to Live, but he just seemed, like I said, he's a low-key guy. He's a good guy. He seemed like a good guy. I think he would carry. He'd probably like to defend his title. I don't know. I'm on the fence with DJ because Full Swing, which we'll get into in just a little bit here, but seemed pretty content with getting paid a little bit more, working a little less, and I can't blame him for that. But
I respect him for that logic.
yes,
And I respect DJ's take on why he's doing it.
yeah,
Because he's like, if someone was going to pay you more money to work less and be able to spend more time with your family and travel and whatever, wouldn't you take it? And when you put it like that, yeah, I'm taking it.
hard to say no.
Yeah.
So DJ, I don't know. I feel like he might be happy at Live, doing his thing. I don't know about Brooks. I feel like he's hit or miss. One week he has some serious fire and passion to win and just beat everyone he can out there. Other weeks I feel like he could just take it or leave it.
I think he regrets it.
You do?
I think he regrets it.
Yeah.
After watching Full Swing, too,
Yeah.
which we can talk about, in a bit. But a little preview here. Watching his episode, he was talking about parts where he's like, his wife was talking to him. She's making dinner. They're just talking, trying to hang out with their dog, chilling. And all he could think about is his golf swing and how he was trying to just be content with being the player that he is.
Yeah. That's the drive. You see him and
They all still have that competitive drive.
yeah, no doubt. Who else is over there? Like Ian Poulter, I don't think he would regret or even try to move back.
I think the only thing he regrets is Ryder Cup.
That, yes, very much
Because
so. That's his thing.
he's always been a big Ryder Cup guy, big, like, proud European, which rightfully, home
absolutely.
country, respect, like, do what you got to do and
sure.
support where you come from. That's
Yeah.
totally fine. And I like that rivalry of the fact that the Europeans are so proud and then the Americans also are very proud.
Right.
But I think that's the one thing, if he could change, that's what he would want.
Yeah. Who else
Other
is
than
over
that, I
there?
don't think he's like, eh.
Kevin Na's over there, is he not?
Yeah, he is. I haven't heard of like any. How about Phil? You think Phil would come back? I feel like he's just
He's in too
dive
deep.
right in.
He's in too deep to come back
Yeah.
or even think about coming back.
But
No
if I think a lot of it would be the fact of how players interpret him or treat him.
See him coming back?
Yeah.
I mean, if he wasn't gonna be scoffed at or treated differently, then I could see him maybe trying to make a move back. Or,
I see two sides with Phil.
Yeah, but I think he's definitely in too deep and has probably said too much, done too much to have the PGA, the current PGA Tour players want him or have him back and be okay with that and be buddy with him. So that's interesting to think about. I'm not sure about that. And by the way, Patrick Reed can stay over there. We don't want Patrick Reed. We don't want Pat can stay over there.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, but other than that, what other? I don't know if there's any other. I mean, I know there's other players. There's like young guys. There's Matt Wolff.
Yeah, true.
Like I kind of forget about him,
was-
which is hard to forget because he was pretty good on the PGA Tour.
He was budding. Yeah,
And
was.
he has
starting
that unique swing. Like he gave
to make his way.
Bryson. Bryson's another one that's just over there now. But he gave Bryson a run at the U.S. Open.
Yep.
Was it at Wingfoot?
Yep.
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah.
No, that's a good call. I forget about Bryson. Bryson's over there.
Bryson's over there. Phil's over there. DJ. I mean, I just think of the big, huge names.
Sergio.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, Sergio. Did you see Sergio and who's the other Adidas guy? I want to say it's DJ. I'm pretty sure it's DJ.
Yeah.
that
He was
Adidas cut their deals
Interesting.
with both Sergio and DJ.
Interesting.
Not like either of them really necessarily need it, but
Right. Graham McDowell, Mark Leishman.
Leishman.
What? This is Joaquin. That's not right.
Yeah, it is.
Joaquin's
Yeah.
over there now?
Joaquin Neiman.
Oh,
Yeah, he plays for.
Joaquin.
Which was why the full swing with. Oh, Mito Pereira's over there too.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
I saw that recently. Like maybe, I don't know, probably like a week, 2 ago.
Ooh, I must have
Give or
missed
take.
something.
Yeah, that one's fairly new, but I was surprised about that because he was one bad swing away from a PGA championship.
Man, that last hole did him in.
Which,
That was a
like,
bummer.
You know, I've heard a lot like from people like you have your favorite golfers, you have the people you root for, but I feel like golf as a sport is not really a sport you necessarily root against people.
No, I agree.
As opposed to other games, other franchises, things like that. There's kind of the franchises and teams that are hated.
Right.
There's also the ones that are just liked more by the general public. Even if you're not a fan, you're like, I have nothing against them. Like, they're chill.
Right.
But I feel like golf is kind of just like you root for who you root for, and you're never like, I don't like this one golfer. Or you're rooting against them to start hitting bad shots.
I agree. As an example, like just this last weekend, Kurt Kitayama. I mean, he's been a good golfer for a minute, but he's not, you're the most elite player on the tour, but you're certainly not rooting against him when he's there on a Sunday afternoon getting close. You're definitely pulling for him, and
yeah, he deserves to be there.
Rooting against him or anyone really. Like, to your point,
Of course, I was rooting for Rory because I mean Rory's been my guy forever.
You're a Rory guy,
but it's like I was not rooting towards Kitayama to hit a bad shot.
Yeah,
my mindset, and I think most people's mindset is like, okay, Rory, you have to make a birdie, not like Kirkiana, take a double.
Yep.
I think it's more of like step on the gas, make a birdie so you can tie him or do something like that instead of hoping or wishing that the other person messes it up.
Right. You want to go get that win. You don't want someone else to lose it so that you win, if that makes sense.
Yes. Although, did you see all the takes that Rory was saying about this past week and how the lead was changing due to bogeys and not birdies? Did you see that at all?
I didn't see that, no.
It came out, I mean, I think it was probably yesterday, maybe even this morning when I saw it. But it was Rory kind of talking about the conditions of the week, and obviously the conditions weren't the best.
Yeah.
It was pretty hard, and that course is hard enough.
Weather.
But weather was a factor and lots of different things. But he was maybe a little frustrated at the fact that the lead was changing and that the tournament was kind of being dictated by people making bogeys versus birdies.
Yeah, it's like being penalized instead of
playing well.
Right.
I see both sides though, because we are always so used to people and seeing the best players in the world that compete on the PGA Tour shoot 65 and be like, whatever.
Right.
It's kind of fun to see them shoot a 73 every once in a while.
Very good point. Very good point.
Like it's not that like we want to see them play bad, but I like seeing them have a challenge, have a struggle where they can't just go out and be automatic robots and be like hit every par 5 and 2 putt for a birdie, make crazy up and downs. Like, we love that too. Don't get me wrong. I love seeing someone go for a 59, but every now and again it's kind of refreshing to see a field that's maybe the winning score last week was 9 under, whereas I don't know. I mean, tournaments past, like, I mean, what was it, the Sony Open when Cam Smith won? It was like 32 under par was the winning score.
And the waste management as an example of a tournament, it's just a birdie fest. You just go low there. I think,
nothing wrong with birdie fest because like it's two different styles of golf. It's like step on the gas and don't let up because you can't afford to.
Right.
Or it's more of a, I don't want to say strategic because everything is strategic in its own way, but it's kind of knowing when to back off and hit the center of the green and make par and move on, and then to attack a flag.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of tour players, and no shade to Rory or anyone that maybe shared that sentiment, but probably get comfortable playing all these comfy courses, these pristine courses that are just set up for them to play well and really well. It's I'd agree. It's refreshing, or it's fun to watch them be challenged a little more than something super easy. Or I mean, it's not easy, but
It's easier to relate to
yes,
as a fan.
very much so.
Because the casual golfer and the weekend warriors and the players that just enjoy going out with some buddies and enjoying the sun, listening to some music, and trying to play as best they can, most of them can probably barely break 80
Yeah.
most of the time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't want to put that speculation out there.
Or even I'd go higher, 90. I mean,
Yeah.
I've seen some crazy stats about that, but yes.
Yeah, I mean, we all know, golfers worldwide know how hard it is to break 80, yet alone, I mean, 90 sometimes.
Yep.
And then, I mean, don't even get me started on 70s, because that's like a low number of people that are able to do that.
Yep.
And
elite group.
So it's just kind of fun to see the best players in the world not be able to just shoot 65, 64 4 days in a row.
Yep. No, it certainly makes
okay, 68, 69, maybe a 70, depending on the course too, if it's a 72, 71, whatever, however it's laid out. It's fun to see maybe a 3 under par round versus a 7 under par round every single day.
Yeah, I mean, you should have to work for your couple of birdies when you shoot 70, 69,
Yeah.
Par everything else, you earn your pars, you earn your birdies, and whatever ends up being, it's how it rolls on a course like that.
Which I think is maybe, it's also a take that's easy to side with when you are as big of fans of golf as we are.
Yeah.
Because I think the spin zone on that, right, is the casual fan who tunes in maybe 4 times a year on Sunday at a major when the lead is tied and there's 4 holes left.
Yeah.
They want to see like 15 under or more.
Yes. Yeah.
Because then they're like, wow, these guys are super good, which, yes, but they're super good whether they shoot 15 under or they're 2 under,
Right. And the overarching theme, seemingly, for this year is trying to make golf a little more relatable for the casual fan or viewer. And so having a course or a tournament set up to be, the birdie fest versus working a little harder for the lower scores. That's a good point.
You want to see good golf all around, but good golf is not necessarily dictated by a low score on the scoreboard, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Like, you can play good golf and better golf than anybody in the field and shoot 2 under for 4 days.
Yep.
Because, I mean, that's the winning score at the end of the day. I mean, it's pretty, it makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
But you don't need to be double digits under par to be like, wow, that guy's good.
Agreed.
Makes sense?
Yep.
So, I don't know. But, okay, so I guess going off of that and kind of what you were saying about different changes and how, things are going to be different, I guess, in the years to come. Let's move into that.
Yes.
2024.
Limited fields.
Limited fields, no cuts.
Designated events.
Purses, money.
Yep.
Guaranteed money.
Yep. Maybe, I'm sure you know, maybe don't. 8 designated events, top 50 guaranteed a spot, and that's top 50 as in the FedEx Cup.
Mm-hmm.
Point total, the bottom 30, I believe I saw, so that would make it 80 total. Bottom 30, sponsor exemptions and just playing good golf.
Yep.
And that starts this year, just whenever. I think you earn your spot by shooting good scores, and then that's how you get into these designated events.
Yeah.
And that's how you,
Which,
build your resume.
I don't know, I've seen both sides of it where it's like, it's good and bad. I think having a designated event every now and again is good.
Yes.
I don't know what you think.
No,
but
absolutely.
I think it's good for the fans. I think it's good for the players.
Yep.
And I think it brings some energy. And I know, from a fan perspective, right? You buy tickets to the Masters. Let's say, just, spitballing the Masters out there, right?
Yeah.
You buy tickets for Saturday. And you are so excited to watch Max Homa make the cut and play. And no shade towards Max, but say he misses the cut. Then, your favorite player or whoever it may be. Say it's Rory. Say it's Tiger.
Yeah.
When Tiger makes his, you're like, oh, I'm gonna be Saturday at the weekend at the Masters. Like, let's go. I'm so excited to see this player, this guy,
Yeah.
and then they don't even make it that far. It's not that it's a letdown. I guess the Masters is a bad example because that's like the
Holy Grail. You
Yeah.
want to see? Yeah, you're just
But-
down for it anyway.
Yeah, but it kind of, for any tournament, right? Every golfer fan has a player or two that they enjoy, like, keeping up with the most and
Yeah.
maybe support the most, as anybody would with like a sports team or anything like that.
Right.
So you buy tickets maybe hoping and planning on seeing this one player, and then all of a sudden they're
Don't make
not there.
Cut. Yeah, it's different going back and forth between having to cut, no cuts, smaller field sizes, being able to make it into those smaller field sizes. But again, it just comes from playing good golf. So you play good golf, you're rewarded. If you're not shooting scores similar to some of the top tier players, then yeah, unfortunately you're not going to make it. That's sort of just how life goes. That's how the cookie crumbles. What else do they have there? And I think it does rival Live. I mean, you kind of have to make an adjustment, make some changes, grow the game, innovate the PGA Tour, that is, to keep it competitive and whatnot. But yeah, the flip side of it is it's tough when you have a player you're fond of, want to see, and they don't play well enough to be in a limited cut event, a designated event. So yeah, it's the good and bad to it. And obviously we'll see more of it this year and certainly next year when the schedule is sort of solidified, and that's kind of how we'll be rolling with the tour going forward.
Well, yeah, and I think it brings, more people maybe inclined to watch more than one round of golf,
Yeah.
or more than a couple holes,
Yeah.
because they know for a fact that they can watch Tiger or Max or Rory or any of the Joel Damon, any of the players that they enjoy following. They can watch them for 4 days.
Yeah.
They know that they're not going to have to hope that their player or who they support plays well enough to make it so that they can keep going. And I think there's a stage at which in pro golf all of them are very talented and good golfers, but this gives maybe the golfers who are not so, I don't know, advanced in their careers yet, or maybe not so well known, a chance to play a full 4-day event.
Yeah.
Because of 30 sponsor exemptions and 30 spots that just get not necessarily handed out. That's the bad way to say it, but it's not just the top players in the field that can qualify.
Yes.
It's maybe the smaller named players who their sponsor can pay for them to get in.
Right.
And then they get an experience of a full 4 days.
Yeah.
So they know what it's like to be playing on a Sunday with money on the line where, one putt, one stroke could be the difference between $200,000
Yep.
or, whatever it may be. And it's not even that. It's just maybe the endurance, maybe the mental strength, the physical strength to be able to develop into an elite player.
Yep, I was going to say it affords them the opportunity to sort of get a taste and potentially skyrocket their career. It's super interesting. Yeah.
What do you think about switching topics now, I guess? I know we touched on Liv a little bit. Rory, you saw what Rory said today about how Liv has done some good. And even if we don't... let me find his exact quote. I have it here.
Saw parts of his interview a little bit.
Yeah, and he just talks about, like, even if you're not a fan of Liv, and even if you don't necessarily back it or support it or even watch and follow, it still had a direct impact. Yeah, right here. It says, in quotes, he says, I'm not going to sit here and lie. I think the emergence of Liv and the emergence of a competitor to the PGA Tour has benefited everyone that plays elite professional golf.
Yep.
I agree. I think a competitor that rivals the PGA Tour has done good on that sense of maybe implying more competition, but mainly, I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is the purses.
Yes.
And the money factor.
Yeah.
Liv has been able to throw out millions and millions of guaranteed money. Just getting, offering, what'd they offer? Like Phil, maybe 200 million, something like that.
Yep.
Just to show up and play.
Yep.
Where that has never been done in golf before.
Yeah.
It's always been very apparent that you have to play well in order to get paid.
I think that is the biggest thing. The purses, the change in money,
Yeah.
the increase in money for each tournament.
So then, I started to do some research, right? This past weekend, the Arnold Palmer. Kitayama made $3.6 million, which was equivalent to what the Players was last year. The Players being the fifth major, in quotes.
Right.
Makes sense that was at the time before Liv and anything. 3.6 was the most any golf tournament had ever paid for first place. Last year, you want to take a guess at what the winner, Scotty Scheffler, for the Arnold Palmer, made?
A little over $1 million.
Over 2.
Over 2.
2.16. But that's still 1.5 less than what they got paid this year.
Yes.
Which, I mean, I'd be happy walking away with 2.16, but my point is that I think since Liv has been able to offer this much money, Jay Monahan and the tour board, the committee, the players committee, all that stuff, have the right to essentially, vouch for themselves and be like, look, we could go sign here. Not that they're going to, but they could. Jay needs to do something to compete. And so raising purses and making money more of a factor, obviously, is catches the eye. I
mean, all things considered, $1.5 million is a significant increase, especially for, it's not a major. You mentioned it being the fifth major in essence, and I think it is.
No, but this is the Arnold Palmer that went up, not even the Players.
Oh, that's right.
The Arnold Palmer went up 1.5.
The
Players, I looked this up too. You want to take a guess at what the Players winner gets this year? This year. Last year was 3.6. This year's last weekend, Kurt Kitayama made 3.6. Are you following me?
Kurt won 3.6 last week,
and Cam Smith won 3.6 last year at the Players.
Okay,
but the Players, I mean, not to.
I got you. It's a bigger-ish.
I think it's a bigger-ish tournament. Not that the Arnold Palmer is also one of the bigger tournaments.
Fair.
But last year, the payouts, Arnold Palmer was 2.16 and the Players was 3.6.
Over 4. I don't know how much more. 4. I'm gonna go 4.2.
4.5.
4.5. Wow.
Last year was 3.6, so it's gone up.
Yeah.
What, 900,000?
Yeah. Wow. I mean, seriously, they're doing something to rival Liv, no doubt about that. And I mean, it's interesting to think because without Liv, I'm sure it would have just been business as usual. I mean, there was no reason to change anything, but for players that don't consistently make cuts and make a lot of money and have big paychecks, that certainly helps them. I mean, a bigger purse, the more you can give to T30, T40, the players that make it to the weekend but aren't necessarily towards the top. It just, there's more money in each player's pocket when you make the cut and you're playing a little bit better than maybe you have in the past, or you make more money than people have in the past with prior purses and rules and schedule changes and whatnot.
Well, and I think that the what was I gonna say? The purses have consistently gone up over the years, but not as drastic as it has this year.
Right.
And like you said, it makes sense. It makes sense that purses are to go up every year because, the tour goes stronger, sponsors are able to contribute more, inflation, just different financial things that allow tournaments to offer more and more money to its players,
of course,
and to its winners.
Yeah.
But I do agree with you in the sense that I don't think it would have gone up much It wouldn't have gone up 1.5 mil.
Definitely not. I mean, yeah, the only reason it would have gone up, it's just years going by, inflation and what have you. Not a league rivaling and trying to be superior and having that competition. So it's interesting. No, it's good for everyone. To Rory's point, it's benefiting the professional golfer today.
Yeah.
Cool. You want to get into predictions?
Yeah. What else you got?
Prediction wise?
Sure. Yeah. Let's jump into it.
Ooh, all right. I think Sawgrass.
Are we doing predictions or are we doing picks? Just so you guys all know, we do 5 picks every week. We do top 5. Well, I guess we do more than 5 picks. We do 5 picks. We do the top 5.
Yes.
Excuse me. 1 through 5. And then we do a high score and a low score. And we do the winning score.
Yep.
I think that's it, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, that's correct. Yep. A winner, 2 through 4, high and a low, and the winning tournament score.
And we've kind of created a system that each breakdown is worth, a certain amount of points, and we're just going to tally it throughout the season, and I don't know, we'll place something better, maybe get something going.
season long tally.
Yeah.
It's in the works.
Anyways, predictions.
I think we're getting to mid-ish March. The course is a little more scoreable. I don't know. You're not playing on such a rock hard surface. I mean, each course is different. I don't know. I think it's scoreable. Not easy. I'm not saying it's easy, but I think anyone can go there. If you're on your game, you're on your game, and you have a chance to win. So, but with that being said, I can't not have the big 3 up near, at least in the top 10. Big 3 being Rory at the moment, Rombo, and Scotty. I mean, they're just playing lights out there consistently. Have been consistently at the top of the leaderboard, pretty much week in, week out. I have them up there. A lot of not, I wouldn't call them sleepers. They're consistent golfers. The fellas I'll name here in a sec. People like JT, Homa.
Yep.
Victor Hovland. I think he's
been on the come up the past couple weeks.
He's putting it together. I think he's going to get it together here.
Go ahead.
Could be a sleeper.
You know who's been moving their way up too?
Hit me.
Patrick Cantlay.
Yes. Talk to me about Patty Ice. Talk to me. Xander, Tony, Ricky. Ricky's my boy. I quite like Ricky.
2015 champ.
Yep. He's won it there. And then, God, I'd like to see Will Zalatoris. That's a joke. We all know it's Zalatoris. And Jordan. Jordan played pretty well last week. He just needs to keep it together on the weekend, and he's there. But no, I think it doesn't suit any one facet of a player's game. I think it's a pretty even keel golf course that if you're playing well, you're playing well, and you have a shot.
I agree. I think the golf course offers a lot of opportunities while also offering quite the challenge.
Yes.
Just looking at some of the hole design, the course isn't abnormally long.
No.
It's playing 72, I think what we said,
Yep.
Right? Like, there are, Kiowa was almost 78 when the PGA Championship was there. Again, that's a major and like a little bit different setup, course design.
Yeah.
But that just compares, right? And yet the winning score usually around the players is not that many under.
Yeah.
I don't know. When I was doing some research, lots of, maybe 12, 13s. Nothing absurd. Nothing like a 19, 18, 20, somewhere around there.
I saw similar things.
Where I think it's very scoreable, but I think you have to play smart, and you can get yourself into some dicey situations.
Yep.
If you are not thinking it through.
Yep. I think, a lot of going back to kind of the course design, a lot of the par 4s are shaped different ways. No one shot shape is favorable off the tee, at least.
Yeah.
The par 3 lengths, yardages vary. I think there's a hole or two under 200,
Mm-hmm.
hole or two over 200,
Mm-hmm.
pushing 250 even. I think I saw 237. And obviously the famous 17th is not very long at all, that par 3.
136.
Yep. And the par 5s, let me look here. Ninth, I believe the ninth hole, a little tougher, a little longer. The second is a par 5. The 11th is a par 5. I think they're pretty average. They medium length. They're gettable, but you have to play it well. And then the 16th, right before you get to that par 3 17th, I think is a fun hole. That's a good ending hole, home stretch hole to make a move and go low there. So there's a lot of fun holes, and it'll be good. It'll be fun this weekend. It's a good tournament. It feels like the kickstart sort of to the season. I know we've had some good solid big tournaments so far, but once you hit mid-March, the golf season feels like we're getting towards the mid-season form, and everything's falling into place, and players are finding their games, and they're just ready to go out and play some good golf.
Besides 17 and 18, what is the hardest tee shot?
That's a good question. I'm going to go with 9.
Okay.
Only because of the tee box that's pushed back. I mean, now that par
Fair.
5's playing 600 plus.
Fair.
If you getting home in 2 is be a feat. So you got to put it in the right spot if you're going to even try.
Yeah. I like it.
What do you think? Anyone in particular?
Good question. I think 1 is hard because it's not like let me see. I have the course pulled up. 423 is what it's going to be playing.
Yeah.
There's a huge bunker on the right that just goes all the way down.
Yeah.
It's not a huge fairway, and it's definitely like you could hit driver, but you don't have to. And it's, the start of a round. Depends on, your draw, whether it's your 10th or whether it's your first.
But when you're playing on the weekend, it'll be your first.
Yeah. When you're playing, when you're playing weekend golf, when you're, possibly in contention, and you got to get off to a strong start because we know half the battle is right in between your ears.
Yep.
I think it's a demanding tee shot. I wouldn't say if it's necessarily. It's difficult for sure, but it demands some focus and attention to detail.
Yep. Requires attention for sure. Yep.
Which, which I think is, I don't know, I think it's a good design because, like, right off the bat, it's like letting you know that, hey, here you go, like, strap up kind of thing.
Yeah, get ready. All right, let's do them.
Okay, last but not least, you want to go first? You want me to go first? How do you want me to do? How do you want to do this? You want to go bottom up? You want to go high lows first?
Yep, I do. I was going to suggest that. Yes. I'll go. I don't think it's dissimilar to what we did last week. I have a high of 81. I think I'm going to, unfortunately, come away with an 81. And I got a low of 64 this week.
I also have a high of 81.
All right. Ooh, someone's going lower than 64.
I think an 81 is a good number. I think being a 72, being as challenging and as difficult as it is. I don't know though. Who Brian Harmon last week? It's 82. I think.
Oh,
if I remember correctly. Anyways, beyond the point. 81. My low, 65.
Okay.
I was looking some research. 63 is the tournament low.
Ooh.
There have been 9 63s in the course of the years of this tournament.
Long while.
One of them was Greg Norman.
Okay.
Who won the tournament and actually has the tournament low of the in the entire event for winning. I don't remember. It's 264 in 1994. Was what? That's 22.
Yeah.
22 under, is that?
270.
What's 72 times 4?
288.
Minus 264.
24.
Ooh, I said 22. Quick math, not so quick. So, but one of his rounds was 63.
Wow, okay.
I was looking at the weather because I didn't look at the weather last week and it kind of screwed me over. Looking at the weather, and I could see 64 happening, but it's gonna require some good golf.
Yeah.
I think 65 is a good place, but that's just me.
64 is a crazy number. I mean, even for anyone, pros, whoever, you go out and shoot 64, you had a hell of a day. Yep, I don't know. We'll see. All right, let's go winning score. Hit me with your winning score.
Winning score 13 under par.
All right, okay. Do you remember what you had last week?
I can tell you, yeah. It was something not great.
I can pull it up, dude.
Let's see. I had 17. You had 12, and the winning score was 9.
Wow, there's a little variation there.
So just a little off. Like I said, I didn't check the weather, and I should have looked a little bit before. So I have 13 under. I was looking at the stats, and I was looking at the past winners over the years. 13 was quite a popular number, if I do say so myself. Not to say that there's a coincidence or any reason to that, but I was like, well, why not lucky number 13? Let's just go for it and see. I feel like it's a good number, middle of the pack, where it's like very attainable.
I think Rory won it at 13.
He did win it at 13 in 2021.
Yeah. Nice.
Wait, no, 19.
Yeah, I think JT won in 21.
Yep.
Yeah.
2021. Or 20,
so
2019.
Rory in 19 didn't have a tourney in
Didn't have
2020.
Yep.
JT in 21.
This was the tournament that got canceled.
Yeah.
Like the COVID hit.
Oh, okay.
And this is the turn.
Oh, wow.
This is the first, because golf was the only thing that was still going. And then I think they played Thursday. Didn't they play one round, or maybe they played half a round?
I don't even remember, but
I'm pretty sure.
it makes sense because it was March of 2020 when everything happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they maybe played one day, maybe two. I doubt it was two. But I remember they played and then they canceled it after round 1 or after round 2, whatever it was. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no tournament.
A couple of years ago. Huh?
Side note, but yeah, keep going.
All right, I have.
What's your score?
16.
16. Okay.
You mentioned the weather. You got me a little worried now. Is it not supposed to be that great?
It's supposed to rain on Friday, I think. I looked.
When does it not rain in Florida?
It's supposed to I have it pulled up. 78 and 40% chance of rain on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And then Thursday, Saturday, Sunday all look fine. Saturday's the coldest day at 68.
Gotcha.
But sunny the rest of the days. Don't know about winds, don't know about gusts, everything like that, because it says it's going to be gusty on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Which I guess is today. Who knows if that's right? The weather changes constantly. But it was just something that I briefly checked, and I think even if there's one quote-unquote bad weather day, can throw off the whole thing, because you know, people are shooting over par, people are shooting maybe 1-2 under, and then all of a sudden you go from an 18 under winner to a 14.
No doubt.
I think 13 is a good number.
I think that is a good number, too.
I think the course is hard and challenging and provides some difficult factors where, I mean, 13 would be, what is that? Math, like 69, consistent 69.
Yep. Thereabout.
Well, consistent 69 would be 12, so 168.
One day go a little bit lower. No, I like it. I was gonna go around 13, 14, 15.
I was thinking 14 for a while.
And then I don't know, 16 sounded good. Like, just hoping the course is soft and lush and scoreable, and they just go ham.
I like it.
All right, let's go. We'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'll go first, and this, it seems a little lame. I don't want to say lame, but I can't not put some of the big boys in there. I have Scotty at 5.
Okay.
I have JT at 4.
Okay.
Johnny at 3.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna like this one. I have Patty Ice at 2.
Okay.
Patty's up there, and then I got Rory with this one.
Got Rory taking it home?
I think last week, as much as he was okay with seeing Kurt win, seemingly. I think it pissed him off a little, and he wants one. He wants his own. So I got Rory this week. Rory and the players.
I have similar players, just in a little bit of a mixed up order.
Yeah.
I have John Rahm at 5.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to be pretty pissed about how he played last week because he came out firing with a 65, I think, round 1, and leading the tournament, and then he kind of fell off. I don't know. I didn't really watch a ton of him because he was kind of out of contention. But I did see his scorecards, and he was... I don't know what happened.
I think he was the tournament low last week.
Yeah, he was. 65. Yeah, 65.
Wow.
Day 1.
Day 1 tournament low, all 4 days, and then he just...
I don't know where he finished, but
I don't either, but it wasn't great.
He made the cut, but I don't know.
No, it wasn't.
4. I got Patrick Cantlay, Patty Ice.
We both go with Patty, and I like it.
I got Patrick Cantlay, number 4. I got Xander Schauffele at 3.
Okay.
I think he's been playing good golf. He's kind of been in a good mind space.
Yep.
I have Rory, number 2, and Scotty Scheffler taking home the players.
All right.
I feel like I always pick Rory every week, and it's hard not to. Kind of like you said, like they're the best players in the world right now. Like, how can you not pick Rory? How can you not pick John Rahm? How can you not put them in the I don't know, the talk?
We could look at the stats, but I mean, yeah, we've been doing it for the last couple of weeks consistently here, and I mean, John, Scott, and Rory are all in the top 5 or at least top 10, so it's not a bad pick. They consistently show out, so that's kind of why they're up there and why we pick them.
And I mean, as much as I would love to see Rory win every single golf tournament, I know that it's possible, but man, it is hard to win on the PGA Tour.
So do you even have Rory in your top 5?
Yeah, 2.
2, that's right. 2.
I wanted to put him at 1, but I had him 1 last week, finished 2.
Yeah.
And
that's right.
I don't know. I think he bounces back though, and don't get me wrong, if he wins, I'm gonna be happy.
Yeah.
But that's just kind of what I'm thinking. It'll be fun to watch, fun, interesting.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Looking forward to it.
who knows? I'm gonna laugh if all 5 of those, I'm not even close.
Yeah. Hey, we Patty is a little out of left field. I mean, he's been playing solid. He's been
I think he was T3, T4 last. Yeah.
T4.
So.
And T4, and he finished strong, and I think he has a couple of other good finishes this year. We can take a look, but we need him in the top 5 now that we both sort of picked him out of left field.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I agree.
Love it.
Anything else you want to touch on?
I think that's everything I kind of had.
I have one thing.
Yeah.
Full Swing.
Oh, there you go.
Season 2. We didn't talk about it. I know I kind of wanted to end with the whole picks and players, but
that's all right.
I also want to talk about this because it came out.
Yeah.
Season 2, Full Swing, fully announced today.
Yep.
Coming out 2024. So I assume February, March, sometime next year, right around the same time, kind of get people excited for the run of the majors and maybe the bigger tournaments.
Yeah, when season starts to come to form, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's kind of, their time frame, which good.
Yep.
Smart choosing on their part. Earlier today, you told me that, I sent it to you and you were like, it wasn't as juicy as after after you let the episode sink in. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Why? What's your take? Not that it's good or bad. I'm just curious from a fan's perspective that, a big fan.
That maybe a poor choice of words, and I think I was sort of thinking of the Fitzpatrick episode. I mean, he seemed fine, being filmed, and I should preface this with, I can't say I'd be super excited to have a camera crew follow me around 24/7 and come into my home and do all that they do, but he just seemed a little, in that particular episode, he seemed a little, I don't know if put off is the word, but not all that jazzed about being followed around, and I don't know, that just a little bit of that. Brooks is sort of his own story. He was sort of just a little mopey in that episode, but it also goes along with when it was all being filmed, and that's sort of the interesting part is going along with looking at Liv last year, sort of just budding Liv, where it was rumored to start the year, didn't know really what was happening, and started to pick up a little speed, and people were talking about it and trying to figure it out. I thought there might be a little more about that, and then there was a fair amount. Like I said, it progressed a little as the 1 through 8 episodes, but I don't know. I just was waiting for a little. The best part was Rory talking about Phil. That was the juice. That was the juice that I was looking for.
Yeah,
I wanted to see that, but no, that could have been the wrong word because, like you said, we're both big fans, and I was certainly interested and wanted to watch each episode and whatnot. So
not to say that you weren't interested.
Right.
I think it's a fair take to have on it, in the sense that with how much drama there was this year alone just around the game of golf, you would think that maybe it would have been more incorporated and included in the show. But I also see the fact of, like, it's the PGA Tour's documentary.
Good point.
Where, like, of course, you want to see the Live, you want to see the butting heads, you want to see maybe the frustration and the, why people defected for, more or less.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it's the PGA Tour's documentary. They want to broadcast and they want to show off their players, and they want to make it seem like they're the elite tour.
That's a good point. But, I mean, there was an episode, I think it all just goes back to the timing of it all. Like, I mean, the Brooks is no longer a PGA Tour player, but he had his own episode dedicated to him, so I think it just goes back to when they were filming and how...
I think so, too.
How Liv progressed and how the season progressed, how the relationship between the two... Well, I was going to say tours, but the Liv's not a tour. They're irrelevant.
Okay, so with that then, season 2's confirmed. It's coming.
Yep.
What 8 players / caddies do you hope are featured? If there are, say there are 8 episodes again, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to name 8 because, I mean, off the top of your head, maybe that were not included this past season. However, what players and what player caddy duo are you like, this is a must for this upcoming season?
I got Max Homa for sure.
Agreed, 100%.
He's into the PGA. He's a tour guy. He's committed, it seems.
Yeah.
I like Ricky. Probably partial to Ricky, but he's also a longtime tour guy, and I think he's committed.
Also agree.
Xander. I wouldn't mind seeing Xander.
Mm-hmm.
Who else? Maybe Patrick Cantlay. What were we gonna say? No.
I don't know how well he'd do on camera. Not big enough. I just think personality has something to go along with it.
I don't think he'd be any...
No shade, but I just don't,
I'm not sure he's any different than Matt Fitzpatrick, to be honest.
Fair, but Matt Fitzpatrick was winning a major.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Who else? They did Sahith. Like
that was awesome.
Yeah.
His dad was awesome.
Yep. I got Tony covered.
I loved Tony's.
I don't know. Have I not mentioned anyone you'd like to see in there?
No, I think Max is definitely the big one. I think, he's been known as the Twitter guy for a long time and the funny guy. But, like, I've been a fan of Max for quite some time, just following him in general. And, he's a good player.
Yeah.
Means well, good family guy. I don't know. I like his demeanor and how he carries himself.
Yep.
I think I would like to see another Rory episode.
Yeah.
I'm not just saying that because I'm a fan of Rory. I would like to see another Rory episode because he has really taken the reins on being like the leader of the PGA Tour, and he's really embraced the leadership role of, like, I am gonna make sure that this tour thrives and make sure that this tour does not let up and it still continues to produce the best golfers in the world. And he's very he's been very outspoken. He has not shied away from putting out his feelings of how he feels about Greg Norman, how he feels about the whole Live. So I think since he has that big of a role, I think it's important to include him into another episode just to see on maybe like how he's doing.
Yeah.
Or maybe, you know, how things have changed or what he's doing. I mean, I know you can only say so much, but what he's doing to make the tour the best it could be, kind of thing.
He's the absolute captain of their ship, so...
If they're going to repeat one guy.
Yes.
I think it should be Rory.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I would also not be upset, though, if they did something with JT and Jordan again.
Yeah, I would like to see... It would have been nice to have them to have their own episode, their own separate episodes, but...
I was going to say they did, but they're together.
Right,
Yeah.
A little bit together, and then for good reason. They're obviously good buddies and have been for a long while, so that I wasn't upset by any means at all about that. It would just be cool to see their own episodes, maybe.
I do have one for you, though, that just came... Will.
I was going to say Will. We missed kind of a big one in John Rahm. I wouldn't mind seeing John Rahm.
John Rahm, down.
But certainly Will.
Will. I think Will... God, it's hard to not root for that kid, man.
Know.
He's been through a lot of just different heartbreaks and different tournaments where you're just like, come on, like, yeah, I don't know.
Battled JT in the PGA.
Yeah, well, and then what's the one where it was against Luke List. You remember that when he had a uphill putt for birdie? What was it? I want to say it wasn't the AT&T. Maybe it was AT&T. No,
I don't recall.
I forget, but he's
been close.
He was in a playoff. He's been so close, but he finally he did win.
Yep.
What did he win?
Stand by.
I don't know.
What am I blanking? Won the FedEx St. Jude Championship.
Yeah. I don't know. Everybody else. I mean, okay. What would it do for golf if they got Tiger on an episode? Not that it would. I mean, I don't.
He was second at the Masters. Sorry, Will was second at the Masters too. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
What would it do?
Just like if they got yeah.
The most casual fan ever would probably tune in and do a little Netflix documentary. It would do a lot for golf and the PGA Tour. Yeah, certainly people would tune in. Give it a shot just for him. Interesting.
Victor Hovland.
Yeah, I like Vic. He's got a good personality. He would be fun to watch.
Jason Day.
I was gonna mention Jason Day. I like Jason Day. He's been around for a minute. He's been a good dude.
I'm just looking. Everyone else, I mean, maybe like another young, like Cameron Young, like another young rookie, kind of go with the Sahith vibe.
Yep.
I don't know. Do you think they interview any Live guys? Because they had, how many episodes were Live based? They had Ian Poulter, they had Brooks, they had DJ. Not that was necessarily DJ driven, but
that was like 2, 3, 4 episodes, correct? Like
Ian Poulter had his own
earliest ones.
Yeah, Brooks was 2. Ian Poulter was 4, I think, maybe 3.
I think Ian Poulter was 3, and I think DJ was 4, because obviously JT and Jordan were 1.
I'll pull it up right now.
And then
but
I thought Brooks 2. Yeah. I don't know. I doubt it, but a lot can change in a year or so.
Is there any Live player that you're like, yeah, let's see it?
Sort of what we touched on at the beginning. Cam Smith, just
yeah.
I think he was more of a shock than other players to make the move. So yeah, I think that would be someone I wouldn't mind seeing. I don't mind Cam at all. Kind of like Cam.
Yeah, I like Cam. As I said, I was trying to think of other Live players that maybe would be, I don't know, worth following.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's a lot. The thing is, a Phil episode would be very interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
That would go crazy. Definitely.
Again, I don't know if that would happen.
That's the juice that I'm talking about. You get a little juice in there and makes it interesting. See what goes on. Could definitely make an episode out of that. A couple of episodes.
Yeah. I think a Phil episode would be very interesting just to...
Or even an interview.
Yeah, or...
Some sort of clip.
I wonder how much he would answer.
Yeah.
Because I feel like there's a lot of questions to be answered, but how much would he just kind of say, no comment?
Oh, but that's a pretty good point.
Which at that point, is it worth it to even set something up?
Doubtful. I'll bet that is the case, to be honest.
I don't know. It's just food for thought, something to think on, and I mean,
certainly,
me being the guy and the golf fanatic that I am, when I saw that they were making one, I was like, thank God.
Yep.
Because I dove right in, and I could have watched all 8 episodes in one day.
Same here.
I tried to space it out a little bit so that
likewise,
I could enjoy it and not binge it, so that I wouldn't feel upset that I had already seen it all.
Right.
But definitely looking forward to it, and I hope it continues. I hope it thrives, and it's the same producers that did the Drive to Survive. I know you didn't see it. Maybe you saw a couple episodes, but I watched the whole thing. I haven't watched the newest season, but that did wonders for F1, Formula One racing.
Yep.
Because before that, I had no interest whatsoever, and I just, like, oh, okay. And then this was along, heard good things about it, watched it. Now, I can't say that I watch all the races, but I keep up with it for sure. Yeah. And I definitely know more. I'm more educated. Can't say that everyone would feel that way, but I hope it has a similar turnover for golf, where newer people are like, oh, I've never really been a golf fan. Then they watch this and they kind of get invested, and they, learn about the players, they learn about the personalities, and all of a sudden they catch themselves rooting for Jordan Spieth on a Saturday when he's almost at the top, because they watch the episode, they know him, they know his personality, that kind of stuff.
Yep, agreed. I'm all for it. Getting the casual one out here, enjoying it. More people.
Yeah, grow the game.
It's a great game.
Keep it going, grow the game, see what happens.
Yep. Well, that's all I have.
Anything else you want to say?
I'm good.
Last thoughts?
No, that was fun.
That was fun.
Back here to talk about the little bit of the results. Is that right?
Yeah, catch us. We're gonna so plan is every Tuesday night and every Sunday night we will record and talk about, maybe a preview, a week preview of the course, the players' field, different things like that, our picks, and then put that out on Wednesdays. And then Sunday nights, after golf tournaments are all wrapped up, media is done, we have a winner, we have the whole field. We will then do a similar thing, maybe like a preview of the week ahead, of just like a quick glance, and then we'll talk about, surprises, obviously the winner, maybe the letdowns and the surprises to come throughout the week. Top shots, stories throughout golf. There's breaking news in golf every other day.
Yep, there will be much to talk about.
So, yeah.
Awesome. Cheers, friend.
Other than that,
it's good.
Catch us next time, yeah?
Indeed.